right, so he stole my first slide, but yeah, my name is Kyle Sexton, and today I'm going to be talking to you about dealing with security controls within your organization, sort of like ways to handle scenarios you may run into. Standard disclaimers apply. Nothing in this talk will alleviate you from having to actually communicate with your security team. You're still going to have to actually talk to them and incorporate them into your processes, things like that. The genesis of this talk came from something that you may have heard at your organization, right? So I don't think we can do that. If you've heard that, that's kind of what started this talk. And the problem with that statement is, when you have these conversations of can do and can't do and things like that, these create blockers that may not be tied to any real security requirement. And so, simple solution, right? Make sure that you understand what things your organization has to comply with. Are you guys PCI? Do you have HIPAA? What are the requirements for your organization? And then taking it a step further, what of those controls impact you specifically in your daily work, right? Are you needing to be aware of the TLS cipher suites for your account? So the next thing I want to look at is another statement I've heard. I didn't know we weren't allowed to do that. And the same kind of things apply, right? To solve this, you're going to have to know what your organization's policies are and how they affect you. But there's also, this fact that you're finding out about the violation after it has occurred. So what can you kind of do to solve those types of things? And what you can do is you can implement guardrails, right? You can put things in place to prevent those bad actions from ever happening. And so put those gates in to stop the violation from occurring. Another thing to ask yourself is, do I need access to this? Maybe your desktop machine doesn't need to be on the prod network. What do you actually need to do the work for your job? And the last kind of thing that I've heard is you aren't allowed to do that. And the problem with this one is it forces you, or makes you kind of think of security as this blocker in front of you providing any value to your organization. It makes you think that you're getting in the way, or that they're getting in the way of providing value. When in reality, you can leverage these same type of processes for the things that you want to do. Like maybe there's some security things that you know about for your application that you're having trouble getting prioritized. Use this process, get those added to your controls so they have to be enforced. Leverage the process for you. And then if there are things that are blocking you from getting work done, work with them so that you understand what the original intent of the control was and how to fix it so that you can change the control wording to enable you to get your work done. So quickly, I wanted to do some tips on ways to deal with auditors. Simplify what you show, right? Give them a simple report that you're going to say one thing versus lots of different places to log in and check. Streamline your processes. It's a lot easier to show an auditor 2 ways of doing things versus the 15 ways that you have for all of these different servers. Make sure that you understand the jargon and how it is being conveyed. When I say this production server, that could mean something completely different to an auditor. I could think it is a production account. They could think it is something that's receiving traffic. Understand those things. Leverage the tools that are out there. I've had really good luck with Cloud Custodian for like auto remediation, and then like service control policies for blocking things at the org level. And then try to enforce these policies across all your environments, right? It's much better to find out that your application or your things don't work the way you think in the dev environment than when you're finally going to prod. So if you can get them all pushed across all environments, it works much better. And that's all I got. Thank you.
Great job, Kyle.